Hey everyone! Today we're exploring another chilling and disturbing case. If you'd like to support the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay engaged. It really means a lot. I truly appreciate it. Now, take a deep breath and let's dive in. Emily Williams was the kind of woman people trusted immediately. Church volunteer, mother of two, married to Darren, a well-liked youth pastor with a clean reputation and a polished image. To the community, they were a God-fearing family. To their friends, a model couple. But inside their home, Emily lived like an actress trapped in a role she didn't audition for. Behind Darren's back, Emily was juggling 3 secret lives. A hidden credit card debt, a burner phone with hundreds of texts to another man, and 2 freshly signed life insurance policies totaling $1.2 million on Darren's life. She was done playing house. But instead of filing for divorce, she began searching how to fake mental illness in court. Can you collect insurance if the killer is mentally unstable? November 2nd, 2023. Darren was found in the garage, stabbed 47 times. His body sprawled next to the car, keys still in hand. There was no sign of forced entry, no valuables taken. But the most bizarre part? Emily was nowhere to be found. She surfaced 36 hours later at a rundown motel, barefoot and disoriented, her clothes stained in blood. She told police she didn't know who she was, that she'd been running from the angels who told her Darren was a demon. At first, everyone assumed a psychotic break, until investigators noticed something odd. In one clip of her police interview, Emily muttered nonsense, but the moment the detective stepped out, she sat upright, wiped her eyes, and looked at the camera. Clear, calculated, not confused. In her motel room, police found her real ID, Darren's missing wallet, and a to-do list that read, "Don't overdo the crazy. Mention trauma. Avoid eye contact. Cry during photos." That's when they knew Emily wasn't mentally ill. She was performing. The deeper detectives dug, the more they found. Emily had been having an affair with Marcus Hale, a corrections officer she met at a church fundraiser. In text to him, she wrote, "I just need this part to be over. I'll handle the crazy part. You handle me." And Darren? He had no idea Emily had taken out 2 life insurance policies just months before his death. She listed herself as the sole beneficiary. Marcus deleted all his texts, but he didn't delete one voice note. "Babe, once this is done, we disappear." Emily's lawyers pushed for an insanity defense, but the prosecution had the notebook, the texts, the life insurance documents. Emily kept up the act in court, sometimes babbling, other times rocking back and forth, whispering about demons. But one moment shattered the illusion. A video from a week before Darren's murder. Emily at Target, casually shopping for scented candles and snacks. Laughing, saying, still, something was missing. Why would Marcus risk everything? What did he know? After the trial began, Darren's 7-year-old daughter handed her teacher a folded piece of paper. Inside, in shaky handwriting, were 5 words. Mom said, "Don't tell anyone." Police reopened the investigation, not into Emily this time, but into what the children saw that night. And what they saw changes everything. What did the twins witness in the garage that night? Was Emily the only one there? Or did Marcus show up too? And why did the youngest child wake up with blood on her shirt? Police brought in both daughters, age 7, for a private evaluation. During a supervised session, the younger twin whispered to therapists, "I saw Mommy in the garage." And Uncle Marcus was there too. Uncle Marcus, not really their uncle, just what Emily told the kids to call her special friend. That changed everything. Investigators subpoenaed Marcus Hale's phone records again. They found a deleted call 9 minutes long, made at 11:03 p.m., the same night Darren was murdered. It pinged from a tower less than 500 feet from the Williams home. Marcus said he was asleep at home, but security footage from a gas station proved otherwise. There he was, hoodie up, face partially covered, buying gloves, bleach, and a burner phone. The receipt? 11:19 p.m. A new forensic team reviewed the case, focusing on the overlooked evidence. A single hair strand found under Darren's fingernail. Initial reports said it was inconclusive, but this time it was sent for mitochondrial DNA analysis. Result, male, not Darren's. The match? Marcus Hale. When confronted, Marcus said he had no idea how his hair ended up under Darren's nail. But the moment he asked, "If I talk, do I still get a deal?" Detectives knew he was crumbling. In the video room, Marcus went silent for almost an hour. Then he looked up and said, "I didn't kill Darren. I just helped clean up. She told me it was self-defense, that he found out about us, that he was going to kill her. She was crying. There was blood everywhere. She begged me to help." When asked why he didn't call the police, Marcus replied, "Because she said they'd never believe her. She said, you know what they do to black women who kill their husbands." I believed her, but detectives didn't, because Emily wasn't crying when they found her. She was laughing. Investigators unearthed a chilling document on Emily's laptop titled Plan B. It included step-by-step instructions, how to perform a psychotic break, when to scream and when to stay silent, which pills to crush and sprinkle on food for confusion, what mental illness symptoms were hardest to disprove in court. She even wrote, "If all else fails, tell them Marcus did it. Cry, tell them he's violent." The oldest twin drew a picture in therapy. It showed a stick figure with red hands, a taller figure with long hair, and a third figure outside the garage door watching. When asked who the tall figure was, she said, "That's Mommy. She told Daddy she was sorry," and then the red got bigger. When asked who the third person was, she whispered, "The lady from church." Wait, what lady from church? Surveillance from that night captured a third person arriving at the house, a silver Toyota Corolla parked briefly around 10:58 p.m., then disappearing before police arrived. The car was registered to Deaconess Hannah Reed, Emily's best friend and accountability partner at church. She hadn't been questioned until now, because if she was there that night, was Emily running the show alone, or were there three people involved in Darren's death? After her arrest, Emily made one phone call from jail to Hannah Reed, and in that call, she said one sentence before hanging up: "We said this would all go away if he just died quietly." When Hannah Reed, a trusted deaconess at Riverside Grace Church, was first called in for questioning, she wore a calm expression and carried a Bible in her purse. She told detectives, "I was home that night watching our live stream. The girls were asleep. I texted Emily after the service to see if she needed prayer. That's all." But when police pulled her phone records, that wasn't all. 10:47 p.m., one call to Emily. 10:58 p.m., her Toyota Corolla was spotted outside the Williams home. 11:26 p.m., another call. 12:03 a.m., one more. 3 calls, 1 car, and 1 lie. When confronted, Hannah folded fast. But what she said changed the entire narrative. Hannah admitted Emily had confided in her for months about spiritual oppression and dark spirits in her marriage. But this wasn't your typical church counseling. Hannah led an underground prayer circle. 6 women, all wives of men in leadership roles at the church, all bound by the covering pact. They believed Darren was possessed, that his anger wasn't just marital, it was demonic. Emily told them Darren hurt her emotionally, maybe physically. She claimed he threatened to expose her affair to the church board and take the children. But here's the twist. Hannah admitted they didn't advise her to leave. They encouraged her to defend her peace. That peace, according to one text found on Hannah's phone, meant, "Sometimes we must cast out the spirit by any means necessary." In their group chats, detectives found messages like, "The oil is ready. Tonight, we pray through blood. If the sacrifice brings peace, it is holy." It was unclear whether the group meant these messages literally, until the investigation into another member of the prayer circle turned up something horrifying. A deleted video, filmed 2 months before Darren's murder. In it, Emily holds a butcher knife in a dim kitchen, saying, "If God want me to end it, he will steady my hand." That video was sent to the prayer group. Not a single one of them reported it. Riverside Grace Church issued a public statement. We are grieved and deeply disturbed by recent events involving some of our members. These actions do not reflect the beliefs or teachings of our church. But several church emails, later subpoenaed, showed that the lead pastor was warned about the prayer group's behavior weeks before Darren's death. He responded, "These women are handling things spiritually. Let's not interfere." Interfere with what? After Hannah's partial confession, she received an anonymous letter, slipped under her door. It read, "Speak again, and your daughters will join Darren." This isn't about murder. It's about spiritual warfare. Fingerprints were wiped. But detectives traced the paper to one person who had access to the church office printer after hours. Sister Layla Freeman, the church's treasurer, and another member of the prayer circle. That's when authorities realized this wasn't just a murder case. This was organized cover-up, wrapped in religion. As detectives built their case, the oldest twin, who had remained mostly silent, finally spoke in therapy. She said, "Mom said she was going to make the demons go away. She told me not to scream." Annie Layla was there too. She had red on her shirt. They were singing when Daddy stopped moving. Then Mommy said, "Peace be still." Detectives returned to the house for a full forensic sweep, hoping to find more evidence of the so-called prayer ritual. In the attic, they discovered a baby monitor camera hidden inside an old speaker. It had a motion sensor, and it captured everything, including the moment Emily, Marcus, and Layla entered the garage, and the chilling sound that followed. What happened in the final moments of Darren's life? Why was Layla singing during the murder? And did Emily truly believe what she was doing, or was it all manipulation cloaked in God's name? The baby monitor camera hidden in the attic speaker wasn't just a relic. It was motion activated. It recorded clips no one knew existed. Until now, investigators recovered 42 minutes of chilling footage from the night Darren Williams was murdered. The footage was grainy, but the audio, crystal clear. The timestamp, November 2nd, 2023, 10:54 p.m. The garage door opens slowly. You see Darren, alive, standing near the workbench. Emily enters first, barefoot, wearing a white robe. Behind her is Layla Freeman, wearing gloves, holding a small bottle of oil. And then Marcus Hale enters, face tense, standing by the door. Darren's voice is calm at first. "What is this?" "Emily, who is that? What's going on?" She doesn't respond. Layla starts humming a hymn. There is power, power, wonder-working power. Then Emily speaks. "We cast out the spirit of destruction in the name of peace." "Darren, you brought demons into this house. Tonight they leave." Darren laughs nervously. "Emily, you need help. This is insane." That's when it begins. The footage shows Emily stepping forward with a knife in her hand, not lunging but slowly, like it was rehearsed. Marcus turns away, refusing to look. Layla begins reciting verses from Psalms, louder and louder. Darren raises his voice. "Emily, don't do this. Think of the girls." Her reply, "This is for them." Then the stabbing starts. It's slow, methodical, and sickening. You hear Darren screaming. But what's worse, you hear Emily whispering over and over, "Be still, be still, be still." When Darren finally stops moving, Layla walks over and begins anointing his body with oil. Marcus, still frozen. Emily turns to him and says, "Take the girls upstairs. Don't let them come down yet." He hesitates, then obeys. No emotion, no shock, like he was trapped. Emily kneels next to Darren and whispers one final time, "It's done." She doesn't cry. She doesn't scream. She smiles. After the footage was secured, police obtained a court order to search Layla Freeman's cloud backups. There, they found deleted messages between Layla and a mysterious number saved as Shepherd. One text from Layla read, "The anointing was successful. He went quietly after the 5th verse. Emily was strong. Marcus is wavering." Shepherd replied, "We only needed one to believe. The others were tools. Be ready. If Emily cracks, cut her loose." Who was Shepherd? It wasn't the church pastor. It wasn't anyone in the official prayer circle. It was someone else. Someone above all of them. When shown the messages, Layla broke down. She said there was a secret council that operated within Riverside Grace Church, a select few who believe in extreme spiritual warfare. They refer to themselves as the Clean Hands Collective. Their mission? To purify marriages plagued by spiritual contamination. Emily wasn't just a woman pushed to the edge. She was their experiment. But it gets worse. On Emily's personal hard drive, authorities found a folder named Prayers. Inside were PDF sermon notes and one video labeled. Second, it shows Emily speaking directly to the camera. She says, "I know they'll blame me, but I wasn't the first, and I won't be the last. You'll know who's next if they find her Bible." The video ends. Who is her? Who was first? And where is this Bible? The file found on Emily's hard drive, titled Second, was filmed just a week before Darren's murder. In it, she stares into the camera, makeup smeared, eyes wide, and says, "I did what they told me. I followed the signs. But I wasn't the first." Asked about Janelle. Find her Bible. The truth is inside it. Janelle? There was no Janelle on any church record. No previous wife in Darren's public file. But after pressure from investigators, Riverside Grace's head pastor cracked. Darren Williams was married once before, to a woman named Janelle Carter Williams. She vanished 7 years ago. Janelle and Darren married when he was just 24. They served together in a small branch of the church in Arkansas. Less than a year later, she was gone. The official story? She left the marriage to pursue mission work overseas. No contact. No returns. No goodbye to family. Her mother, Gloria Carter, told police. That church changed her. She started dressing different, talking in whispers, fasting for days. Then she vanished. Just vanished. Gloria tried filing a missing persons report in 2016. But Darren insisted Janelle had written a letter, saying she needed spiritual clarity and left on her own. No letter was ever found. Following Emily's cryptic video, authorities searched the Williams' home again, specifically the basement, which Darren had renovated himself. Behind the drywall, wrapped in an old choir robe, was a worn-out King James Bible. Inside the back cover, written in shaky pen, "If you're reading this, I didn't leave on my own. He said I had demons. The church said to trust a ritual. They gave me the tea, and then I woke up in blood." The signature, Janelle C.W. A forensics dog was brought to the home. In the backyard, near the rose garden, the dog alerted on a specific patch. Cadaver soil test confirmed. Decomposing human remains had once been buried there, but the soil had been disturbed just 4 months ago, as if someone dug something up and moved it. Emily's burner phone history showed a Google search from that same month. How to dissolve bone fragments in soil. Emails between Darren and Shepard were recovered from a locked flash drive in his desk. In one, Darren writes, "Janelle was too unstable. I don't think she'll keep quiet. Do I have your blessing to begin spiritual removal?" Shepard replied, "Her vessel is broken. You are the priest of your home. Do what must be done, and bury it in faith." This wasn't just manipulation. This was sanctioned. When Emily discovered the old photos of Janelle and Darren's files just months before the murder, everything changed. She confronted him. He admitted Janelle lost her way, said she didn't survive the spiritual battle. That's when Emily stopped fighting against the church and started trying to become its weapon. She thought if she obeyed the council, she'd be protected, elevated, saved. Instead, she was next. After Emily's arrest, police checked the notes folder in her iCloud. The final note, dated 2 days before the murder, read, "They promised I'd be covered. They promised this would bring peace. But when I saw Janelle's Bible, I realized I wasn't the vessel. I was the next sacrifice." She ends it with, "Please, don't let them do it to the girls." Emily Williams wasn't just trying to escape a violent marriage. She believed she was fulfilling a prophecy, one she was groomed into by a secret spiritual faction within Riverside Grace Church, the Clean Hands Collective. Their doctrine? Every family must be cleansed. Every cycle must be broken, and every vessel must be offered before the legacy continues. The ultimate offering wasn't Darren. It was always going to be the children. During therapy, Emily's youngest daughter revealed something police hadn't known. Mommy said we were special girls, that we were the next lights. She told me to drink the juice so I could see God. The therapist asked what kind of juice. The child described it as dark red and bitter. Blood tests later revealed traces of low-dose sedatives in both girl systems, administered repeatedly over several weeks. But the most disturbing part? Emily told the girls they would be anointed soon, in a ceremony that no one was allowed to watch. In a secret Dropbox folder shared among Clean Hands collective members, police found a document titled, The Offering of Innocence, Step by Step. It included instructions for isolating the child spiritually, what oils and verses to use, dosage suggestions for peaceful transition, and at the bottom, if they resist, the mother must complete the rite alone. The shepherd will oversee. For months, Shepard's identity remained encrypted behind burner phones, emails, and voice mass recordings. But a single slip unraveled everything. An email used to create the Dropbox folder had recovery tied to a church administrator's private account. Name, Reverend Lionel Deeks. Founder, former head of Riverside Grace Church. Retired publicly in 2015, but quietly stayed behind the scenes. He wasn't just a spiritual guide. He was orchestrating the murders, armed with a warrant. Federal agents raided Reverend Deeks' private property, a secluded estate outside Pine Bluff, Arkansas. What they found: dozens of handwritten, cleansing scripts, folders labeled with women's names, including Janelle Carter and Emily Williams, an underground room with blood-stained robes, and a locked cabinet with 4 small white dressers, each labeled with initials: J.C. Janelle Carter, E.W. Emily Williams, A.W. Emily's oldest daughter, I.W. Emily's youngest daughter. When Emily was informed about Reverend Deeks' arrest, she broke her silence. I didn't want to hurt them. I thought if I sacrificed myself, it would end with me. I knew what happened to Janelle, and I knew I was next, but I couldn't let it touch the girls. Not them. Her voice broke. I was a weapon, but they were the altar. Emily Williams, convicted of first-degree murder, conspiracy, and attempted child endangerment, sentenced to life in prison without parole. Marcus Hale, testified against the group, sentenced to 12 years for accessory to murder. Layla Freeman, facing federal charges for conspiracy, obstruction, and participation in ritualistic abuse. Reverend Lionel Deeks, shepherd charged with murder, child endangerment, cult recruitment, and interstate criminal conspiracy. Trial pending. Riverside Grace Church has been shut down. 3 more churches linked to the Clean Hands Collective are currently under investigation. The girls? They're alive, adopted by a family in another state, under new identities, safe from the doctrine that nearly claimed them. In the final frame of this story, detectives play a recovered tape from Deeks' study. It ends with him preaching to an unseen crowd. The world won't be saved by politics or power. It'll be saved by sacrifice. The home is the altar. The blood is the key. And only the obedient become holy. What are your thoughts on this case? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with more stories, where each case isn't just about crime, but also offers a lesson for life.